Hello everybody, today you join us in Rendlesham Forest.
Yeah, today we'll be investigating the famous Rendlesham Forest UFO incident by the American military.
One's moving away from us. Moving out fast.
Within the leafy surroundings of Rendlesham Forest was RAF Woodbridge, a World War II era military airfield which at that time was occupied by the United States Air Force. In the early hours of Boxing Day morning, United States Air Force personnel claimed to see strange lights descending into the nearby forest. Initially believing the source of light to be a downed aircraft, the men went to investigate. Upon entering the forest, the servicemen could hear animals from a nearby farm going into a frenzy. As they approached the area, they spotted what they would later describe as a glowing object with coloured lights that quickly flew away in the direction of the nearby coast. Returning to the same spot at daybreak, the men found a small clearing said to contain 3 impressions on the ground, creating a triangular shape. Burn marks and broken branches were also reported on the surrounding trees. 2 days later, Deputy Base Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt, who detailed the events in the memo to the UK Ministry of Defence, went into the forest with the servicemen in the early hours. After taking him to the clearing to show him the impressions on the ground, Holt witnessed similar events to those on the 26th. The farm animals were making a racket, whilst a flashing light was said to be descending upon the men. Holt then described 3 mysterious illuminations, likening them to stars but hovering just above the horizon, with the occasional stream of light beaming down from them. 2 weeks later, Holt sent his memo to the MOD. Apart from hearsay and rumour, the general public was none the wiser about the events of December 1980. However, 2 suited men visited forestry worker Vince Thurnkettle during that period, bombarding him with questions about whether he saw anything on the night in question. The question remains, did the events witnessed on the 26th and the 28th of December 1980 definitely constitute an encounter with an extraterrestrial object? Lieutenant Colonel Holt believed that what he and the others saw was otherworldly, going on record again in 2010 to state it was real and the UK and US governments covered it up. Whilst many believe it was a UFO that descended into the forest that night, there are a great number of skeptics who feel there is little truth in that version of events. Around the time the initial glowing object was seen descending into the forest, a meteor called a fireball by astronomers was recorded over southern England. Fireballs are often linked with a spike in UFO reports, and that night in 1980, the one that fell from the sky was said to be an exceptionally bright one. Could the Rendlesham Forest incident simply be a case of misidentification? I personally believe that Holt and his men saw what they said they saw. I find it hard to believe that military personnel, including high-ranking ones, wouldn't be able to see the difference between stars, fireballs, and lighthouses out at sea. Radiation readings were later performed at the area and were much higher than usual. Many books, movies and documentaries were later made about the incident. To this day, Holt and everybody else involved in the incident still maintains that what they saw happened and no hoax or mistaken identity ever took place.
We're now at the airfield where the American military were using at the time.
We found a little building we're just gonna have a butcher's at. Can't get in, all locked up. See if you can see in there.
The site today still attracts people from all over the world, from the just mere curious to ufologists, and remains one of Britain's biggest mysteries to this day. What do you think? Please leave a message in the comments.
We just found a landed UFO.
We see strange strobe-like flashes to the rather sporadic, but there's definitely something, some kind of phenomenon. 305 at about 10 degrees horizon directly north. We've got two strange objects, half moon shape, dancing about with colored lights on them. About guess to be about 5 to 10 miles out, maybe less. The half moons have now turned into full circles. As though there was an eclipse or something there for a minute or two. 0315 now, we've got an object about 10 degrees directly south, 10 degrees off the horizon. And the ones in the north are moving, one's moving away from us. Hey, here he comes from the south. He's coming toward us now. Now we're observing what appears to be a beam coming down to the ground. This is unreal. 330, and the objects are still in the sky, although the one to the south looks like it's losing a little bit of altitude. We're turning around and heading back toward the base. The object to the south is still beaming down lights to the ground. 0400 hours, one object still hovering over Woodbridge Base at about 5 to 10 degrees off the horizon, still moving erratic and similar lights and beaming down as earlier.
I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit that bell. I'd like to thank our most recent subscriber, Eddie Smith. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.